Hey everyone, yeah, so Warlock has been out for a bit now, so I just wanted to showcase some of the PvE builds that I've been using lately. So I have really been using two builds mainly, one to do generic things, and then the other one is to do some auto farming. So this is the auto farming build. So this is just auto farming build. So what I do is for a helmet, house warm. This just allows me to hit targets, then shoulders, soul gorger, primary attacks increase, helps me to farm primaries. So I use soul gorger, goes into a blood frenzy, to preventing it from dying. Then same thing. There's nothing else that I found that really worked for me. Then lots of infernal eruption buffs. So ritual of flames for the chest piece. Then extended range for the pants. Increased damage for the offhand. And then the fallen lunatics, when they explode and die, there's an increased chance to leave behind souls. So this build is really just to help you hit as many things as possible. For the set items, I'm using Restitution and Blood 4 pieces, Feasting Barons 2 piece, and Vitus 2 piece. This doesn't really matter too much. This is just the same thing that I use for PvP, so it just carries over for me. The more interesting one is this farming build. So this is the typical one that everyone uses. So for this one, I'm currently using the same set items. I don't have anything special for set items for PvE. Just does a trick for me. So I haven't decided to invest more into it. And then for helmet, Burning Ascent cooldown reduction, pretty standard. Use Devouring Darkness. So Devouring Darkness that drains your life and empower you for a short time. For the shoulders, for one of the primaries, Burning Ascent is now channeled. So the standard one allows people to fly around to be faster. Primary, again, Soul Gorger goes into Bloody Frenzy instead of dying. Then for the chest, the pants, and the offhand, it's all the same as the farming build. So increased range, Ritual of Flames, and increased damage. And then I use Demonic Pact as the last one. So Demonic Pact now sacrifices a portion of your life to grant you and your summons increased damage and movement speed. So this just helps me to fly around faster and just deal more damage. So yeah, that's pretty much the build. For Paragons, so I use Slinger for both of them. I have maxed out my legendary slots, so I haven't really been farming for any more mats. And I'm always quite high in Paragon. So I use Unseen Dynamism. I'm coming to the review. So yeah, Unseen Dynamism, Gifted, Bloodthirst, Fury, Superiority, and for the legendary essence of legendary skill, use Searing Flame. I do know some people like to use Overpowering Blow as well. I haven't really tested this much. I use it for PvP, but not for PvE at the moment. I'm sticking with the Searing Flame. Yeah. So currently I'm rocking the auto farming build. Auto farming is very much the same as always. All of the auto farming builds, you just try to have as big of a range as possible. Try to hit as many things as quickly as possible. Yeah, with auto farming nowadays it's just quite easy. You just buff up, go to a place, just leave it there. You come and check back in every 10 to 20 minutes. You salvage all your items and you turn in your bestiary essence. That's pretty much it. Now for the farming build, it's a lot faster. Just wait for my cooldowns to come back. This is the farming build. You don't really need the primary skill. All you really care about is all the buffs. So what you do is you buff up and then just fly around. And your buffs come up. Drop off, you rebuff, and you carry on. You'll never run out of flying. Your buffs, if you have better stats than me, you can keep your buffs up 100% of the time. P2s does help increase your buff durations. So beneficial effect duration is quite handy for this one. And skill cooldown reduction is quite important. You really want to go for, other than that, crit hit chance and crit damage and skill damage will help with this. And yeah, that's pretty much the build. For legendary gems, so I'm using the following. So I'm using Bloodstone Jade, Roaring Consequence, Hellbound Desire. I have a Maw of the Deep that has a Horn Coil auxiliary gem inside of it. Then use Leviathan Tomb, Bottled Hope. I have a Svensson's Haunting with Colossus Engine auxiliary gem inside of it, and I use a Fated Trail. This does a trick for most things. I usually don't switch around my legendary gems, so I just keep it as it is. And this works for me in all instances, and I do a decent amount of damage as well. If you do want to switch around, some 2-star legendary gems are good to go. If you have, Bane Boil is quite good. Pain Clasps also quite strong. Spectred Glass is also really good. And then, of course, if I can find it, the elusive Mother's Lament that I cannot locate at the moment. Here it is. Yeah, Mother's Lament. Increase your critical hit chance. All these ones can slot into any of the ones. The ones that are really important, Hellbound Desire is currently really strong, and Bloodstone Jade because of the movement speed that they provide. Other than that, Roaring Consequence, ever strong, so that's really good to pick up. And then Leviathan's Tomb is also another one that's really good to pick up. Yeah. That's pretty much the build. Now you can enjoy some raids and some dungeon runs that will showcase the builds. So yeah, enjoy. Leave a comment if you have any questions about any of the builds or any other builds that you'd like to see. See you guys next time.